everybody, it's Alexa, and I really want to say thank you. I have hit 10,000 subscribers. So, you know how some people do that by uploading every day or multiple times a day and really just powering through it and growth hacking their way? Well, I didn't do that. I went the long way by being on YouTube for forever, like, I don't know, a decade maybe, and making videos as I felt like it, and some of those videos did really well. And a couple years ago, as you know, started doing the KonMari method. It was very wonderful for me to share the journey, and as a result, I really did experience the life-changing magic. I also continue to post my music videos, and I always appreciate the comments on those, and I always intend to do more, and I don't quite get to it. But right now, I want to share a little quick book review as a thank you for 10,000 subscribers. This is a book that I just got. It's called Make Your House Do the Housework. It's not mind-blowing, but there's good stuff in it, and ultimately, it will make you realize that some of the ways that you may have been beating yourself up about keeping your house clean are not your fault. They're actually the fault of how we keep our houses designed and the furnishings that we put in them. Off the top of my head, he talks about doors. Oh my goodness, you might remember a video a while back. I finally got all my doors painted, and I was talking about how whenever I make a video, I make sure you don't get to see the doors because they're all beat up and paint's all chipped off of it and they're fingerprinted and all this stuff. Well, he points out that doors just gets dirty and beaten up, and door hardware gets dirty and beaten up. So after I read that, I realized, oh, wow, that's really true. Another point that he makes that I thought was really valuable was he does not recommend glass shower enclosures. And we have been on a very slow process of remodeling our basement and putting in a bathroom down there. And we went through this huge debate. And at first, going on Pinterest, I'm seeing all these glass shower enclosures, and I'm thinking, oh, that's what I want. And then they're really expensive. Then after all that, we decided to go with a plastic curtain. And the first thing that he says is, you're much better off getting a nice, thick, quality plastic curtain than trying to keep a glass shower door clear. It's going to get water deposits on it, soap deposits on it. It's just a big hassle. He loves mirrors for decorating, and I agree. Mirrors are a great thing to use for decorating to bring the light in. Another great point he makes. Light fixtures. Never thought about this. He's a big advocate of not using wall lighting because he says it tends to just illuminate the wall and not what you want to illuminate. He really is a fan of that big center, they call it the boob light. He doesn't call it that. I call it that because it looks kind of like a boob. But those cheap enclosed center lights that's just round and it's got a little screw in the middle. They're enclosed so bugs don't get in them. Problem with a lot of light fixtures is they're capturing dust and bugs. And then he doesn't like chandeliers and things that are using unique bulbs, so that you have to have a big assortment of different types of bulbs. I like that point as well. But it made me reconsider in my living room. That's sort of the last place I have in my house where I have any standalone lamps. And in the living room, I have 4 standalone lamps. He also doesn't like lampshades, like fabric lampshades. It's true, they get dusty and gross. I know, I'm just giving you a random download from what I remember. Curtains. Basically saying, look, curtains are gonna get dirty, so don't spend a lot of money on them. Make them easy to put up and take down. He does advocate something that I don't have, which is sort of have a curtain system where, you could just pull the string and they all nicely close up and then open up. And if you have to adjust them a lot manually, then that's too much work. Oh, this is another great one. I love this. So the number of entrances you have into your house has to do with how dirty it's gonna get. And this, I absolutely know this to be true because here in this office, these patio doors have finally broken and they are wedged closed because if you open them, they will not close again, and it's wintertime. Well, I'll tell you what, since not being able to open and close the patio doors, nobody comes through my office anymore, and it keeps it so much cleaner. And that's one of his points, is every door that you have is a place where people are going to track dirt in. And so he also advises mats, but not welcome mats like you would get at a Walmart, but actual janitorial big olefin or those black or AstroTurf, big mats where you could take like 4 steps on it, and those steps are gradually wiping dirt off your shoes. He's not big on a bunch of different surfaces to clean, like having different types of flooring in one room and different types of rugs and everything. And as you may know, my house, I have no rugs. A long time ago, I realized we can't have rugs. I don't own a vacuum cleaner either. And we just have the hardwood floors They're kind of beat up, but they do the trick. They hide dirt. He makes a great point that our decor has sort of stuck in this Renaissance era where there's all this ornamentation, and that was when people had like armies of servants to polish these things. Oh, I like this picture. So he just talks about, look, here's the example of, I don't know if you can see that, an end table with a lamp on it versus an end table where the surface is kept free and it looks so much nicer. He's like Marie Kondo, talks about everything needs to have a place, always have a place. He's got some great stuff about kitchen design. He's a big fan of wire shelving because the dirt falls through. I want to find this thing about furniture, and then I think I'll wrap it up because it's getting kind of long. Oh, he also likes suspended toilets. I don't know if you can see that. Those are kind of expensive. I looked into that. Those are pretty expensive to put in, so I'm not gonna be able to do that myself. Grout and grout lines are very difficult to keep clean. He's a fan of the soap dispensers. I agree with him on that. Got great advice about kids' rooms and what you can do and how kids don't use dressers. Well, I have learned this, very true. Kids do not use dressers very well. At least I haven't trained mine to. Wire baskets and things like that can be better. But where is this furniture thing? And one of the things he says is people have 25% too much furniture in their house. I absolutely agree with that as well. And that's what I've been going through with decluttering. Here it is. Okay. So one of the things he says about furniture principles is okay, so you can see here is a example of a dining room where the chairs are attached to the table, like in a McDonald's. I actually love it. I'm going to look into like what you could do for that. Yeah, so he's got the ornate furniture, the simple furniture, and then furniture that goes all the way down to the ground so there's nothing to dust underneath. A desk with feet, a desk that goes all the way down to the ground, and then my favorite, and I totally agree with him, you suspend it on the wall, and now there's nothing to clean on the ground. And then the last one is the tables. You've got the ornate table, a lot of nooks and crannies to clean. Then you've got the table with legs, and then best solution of all is the table with the chairs suspended. And he says if the suspended chairs wouldn't work in your household because there's somebody who needs to get close with a wheelchair, or maybe they can't fit in one of those chairs, or pregnant person, you could just have the ends of the table be open. So, and like I said, the lighting section, really interesting, talking about chandeliers really just not being ideal for most situations. And then a whole section on flooring, a whole section on walls, and just making things cleanable, ceilings. Like I said, doors, he's kind of pointing out that doors are not that great. Same thing with windows, love it. And it made me realize that when I do replace my patio doors, this concept of replacing these patio doors with things that have lights in them, multiple lights in them to clean, it's just more stuff to clean. So I think I'm probably going to go with either divided lights that are inside, which we did that when I got these great replacement windows on Craigslist for the bedroom. So either I'll do that or just go with a nice solid expanse of glass, no lights. It's much easier to clean. He even talks about the outside of your house and how to make the outside and the yard work better and easier to clean. And also another principle that I really like, play areas for your children. We have a playhouse, and making sure they put their stuff out there, they keep it out there. So I hope all these ideas inspire you. And remember, like I said, most important point is maybe something that's not easy to keep clean. Maybe it's not because you're lazy, it's because it's designed poorly, and you could design that cleaning out of it. And of course, the first step often is going to be decluttering, getting rid of the excess so you can really see what you're working with. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And I'm just here to show long term, man. Long term gets the job done. So a little bit at a time, baby steps. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Thank you for watching, subscribing, and commenting. Bye.